And so, my journey on YouTube began in 2008. At that time, I was living in the US, and all the kids were talking about this cool new site that had just appeared called YouTube. Even though there weren't a huge amount of videos, I still watched YouTube all day, and I realized, or even felt, that YouTube was the future. I immediately lit up and began making YouTube videos. And here comes my first, most important mistake. This same mistake is made by 90% of bloggers and everyone who wants to start earning. Never wait for the right moment. It'll never come. I was waiting for the right moment in 2009, 2010, 2011, and guess what? That right moment never came. I wasted 3 years of my life, and by 2011, I thought that the competition on YouTube was already so huge that it would be impossible to grow a YouTube channel. I'm filming this video in 2020, and we can see how mistaken I was. But let's move on to 2011, when I got the courage to upload my first video to YouTube. I decided to shoot my first video by testing my BMW E60. I remember the day I uploaded that video very well. I shot it a month before that day, and I was sitting in a hotel, totally crushed by my job. I was working on a construction site for $25 an hour, and I hated it. I would saw at the ceiling all day, and so much dust would fall down on me from above. I set up the wiring in that restaurant, and by the way, it all took place in Cape May, New Jersey. What also ground my gears was that my company was paying for a hotel not far from their office, which was a 2-hour drive from Cape May, New Jersey. And not only did I have to work 8 hours, I also had to drive 2 hours in the early morning and then drive back to the hotel after work for another 2. I spent 12 hours at work each day, not including the 1.5 hours in the morning it took for me to wake up, eat, and the 1.5 hours in the evening to eat. Anyway, I lived from paycheck to paycheck. My lifestyle was just work, sleep, work, sleep. And so I made up my mind. I realized it couldn't get any worse. I had to change my life for good, giving me the courage to upload a video to YouTube. I closed my computer and went to bed. It's so funny to remember all this now. The day after work, the first thing I did was check my YouTube channel. And oh my God, I had 3,000 views. I thought I'd quit my construction job and shoot test drive videos on YouTube. Haha, not everything is that simple. I had 0 views. I was a little frustrated to say the least. How is it that I can make such an amazing video over the course of a month and get literally 0 views in 24 hours? It was a little painful at first, but then I thought, okay, maybe it's just the first day. I didn't get any more views on the second day, nor the third day. Not even a week or 2 weeks later. I began to lose interest. I got so upset that I started clicking on the video by myself, trying to generate views. I clicked 100 times to try to generate at least 100 views, but this is a catastrophic mistake considering YouTube's algorithm. You can't do that whatsoever, but that's a topic for another video. And here I made another mistake that millions or even almost all beginner bloggers make. I'd lowered my arms and lost all motivation to shoot the second video. 2 years passed. The year 2013 arrived. All this time I still held on to the idea of creating my own YouTube channel. I dreamed of shooting prank videos. I asked my friends to film me, but no one shared my enthusiasm and no one agreed to help. I decided to hire a cameraman, and I found a guy who was just as interested in YouTube as I was. He wrote to me that, for the idea, he was willing to work for free. At the time, I was in a bad spot financially. I was living from paycheck to paycheck with the debt I accrued from my expensive BMW. Naturally, I invited him to shoot my first videos. We met up, became friends, and began working together. Please don't laugh at me. I'm going to discuss some of my first idiotic videos that I shot in Washington, D.C. It's embarrassing to see these videos now, but this is a part of my business experience, including the mistakes that I've learned many lessons from, and I hope you don't repeat them. It's the exact same with the prank videos. I uploaded them and had 0 views. This time I decided that I had had enough after the 5th weekly video. But then, watching YouTube again, I saw how a large blogger had recommended his viewers to subscribe to some newbie blogger's YouTube channel. and it was in that moment that I realized he was selling ads. When I read the description of this big blogger's video, I saw a link under the video where he offered to insert your ad into the clip for $100. I realized that I needed to promote my channel through ads. I sent him the money and he advertised my channel. Just to give you a heads up, the way the YouTube algorithm is tuned today in 2021 is absolutely different than the way it worked back in 2013. Today you can't just buy a bunch of ads and grow your channel through advertisement. The only way to grow your YouTube channel today is by growing it naturally from ground zero. But that topic is for another video. Let's get back to the video and see what results I got. And for the first time, I felt what popularity was. This feeling of euphoria just can't be put into words. On the first day, 1,000 people subscribed to my channel. My views took off. I had 5,000 hits on each video. My Facebook was blowing up from messages. I replied to everyone, and they all thanked me for replying to them, since most bloggers never chat with their fans. I understood then exactly what I wanted to do, so I decided to become a YouTube blogger. Back then, those words weren't as flashy as they are now. All in all, I got 1,800 followers in a week. But among those hundreds of messages, one message from one viewer in particular really stood out. Someone wrote to me saying that he was also a blogger and that he lived in Ohio and had 60,000 subscribers on his channel. He said that he liked my videos very much and that he wanted to invite me to come and meet him and make a video together. Of course, there was no limit to my joy. I was talking with bloggers who for me at that time were superstars. I packed up my bags, finally left the construction career that I hated, and left for Ohio. I arrived, met him, spoke to him, and then I started to feel dizzy about my upcoming success. I watched him not go to work, but just make video blogs for YouTube. His channel had 60,000 subscribers, and the way he spent his money was something else. He took me to a striptease bar and gave me $100 to tip the dancers, paying for all the food and drinks. He took me to a casino and gave me money to play casino games. He gave out money to the homeless, and when I say gave out, I don't mean that he gave them change. He gave $100 bills to the poor. He spent boatloads of money on food, restaurants, and new cars, and he gave cars to his parents as gifts. He lived the life of a rock star, and I sincerely thought that he had earned all that money from his blogs, which had 10 to 15,000 views max, and a channel with 60,000 subscribers. I was looking forward to having the same going for me in a couple months, and so he helped me hook up Google AdSense on YouTube, and I started earning money from views. And I almost dropped out when I saw how much YouTube was paying me for 10,000 views. It was like $8. It didn't add up. From where could this person have possibly gotten so much money when YouTube paid only $8 for 10,000 views? He had a maximum of 200,000 hits per month from all his videos, and by my calculation, he had to be making $160 a month from YouTube. And that's when he told me all the secrets. Yeah, I actually did get it right. He really was making $160 from YouTube views. So where was the money coming from? He had been living in his own townhouse, and then he showed me a locked room on the second floor. He opened the door to the room, and I had a weird feeling about what was happening. In the middle of the room there was a camera and a tripod pointed at a table. There was also huge lamps beaming light down on this table, and on the right side from floor to ceiling, half the room was covered with toys. There was an inner closet adjacent to this room, and this closet was full of candy. What was going on here, I thought. He told me about anonymous children's channels. He said that you won't earn much money from blogs. You get little views, have to do a lot of work, and you pretty much have to be constantly occupied with your channel. Children's channels, however, that's where you can make a lot of money. The point is, if you search up any children's channel on YouTube, such as Mr. Max or Just Let's Play, you'll see a huge amount of videos with view counts of at least 100 million on each video. Children's videos earn at least 10 million views per day, and that's about $800 per day from one video. And if you have 100 videos on your channel, and if you gain 5 million every day from all your views, then your earnings can reach numbers of about 4,000 a day. He showed me his secret children's channel, and this is what it looks like. you can see that he has a lot of videos with view counts over 10 million. He showed me that one of these channels earns him $30,000 a month. Nobody knows about these channels. Children watch them. Parents turn YouTube on for their kids so that their kids can occupy themselves with children's videos. Meanwhile, the parents go about their own business. Their kids watch these videos from their parents' account. YouTube thinks there are adults around, so these children's videos show ads for adults. Ads for BMWs, cars, real estate, and so on. For this, you need to buy candy, toys, film something, think of something. I understand that all this is not difficult to do for $30,000, but there was an even easier way to earn this kind of money on YouTube. On YouTube, there's a video recognition system called Contact ID. If I upload videos to YouTube for the first time, my own original content, then if anyone copies and re-uploads the videos, I'll be able to see them. I'll be able to then get the rights to these videos, and all the advertising from them will go into my pocket. Back in those years, this system was not so well developed, and that's why everyone just copied and pasted other people's videos. Just like today's children's video with candy and toys are getting millions of views, cartoons like Tom and Jerry, Peppa Pig, SpongeBob were getting the same. Since Content ID, the video recognition system was not so well developed, we just downloaded cartoons, re-uploaded them to our channel, and turned on ads. As a result, the cartoons blew up, gained millions of views per day, and when ads were turned on, all the money from these cartoons went straight to our pockets. I didn't upload dozens of videos, I uploaded hundreds. I had 8 YouTube channels, and the biggest channel was bringing me $1,000 a day. The smallest, $130 a day. The earnings for my best month were $47,000. It took me about 2 weeks to get this channel up from scratch. Back then, you could set up ads instantly. You didn't have to wait for 1,000 subscribers like you do now. Anyway, I was 24, 25 years old. I was earning 3 times the president's official salary. I was an immigrant to the United States, and I can tell you that I achieved my American dream. I had so much money that I just couldn't physically spend it even if I wanted to. Money for me immediately lost its values. My dreams were devalued. I spent my whole life dreaming of buying a Lamborghini, but when the opportunity finally arrived, I decided I didn't want it anymore. I realized on a large scale that 99% of all dreams aren't about something that you want very much, but about something you can afford. Once I had the money, I wanted to buy a house, car, things. I stopped showing off and bragging in front of others. Anyway, I didn't buy anything with that money. Material things didn't intrigue me. I started managing my money properly. I began to use them as a tool. Everything I earned, all this money, I spent on my new business ideas and new projects. But my happiness didn't last long. In our group, there were 11 people who were running such children's channels, and half of them had regular blog channels where they filmed their lives for their subscribers. We were all between the ages of 16 and 25, and there was only one other person among us who was over 40. So this blogger, who had his own personal YouTube blog with 20,000 subscribers, who lived his whole life in poverty, cheated and scammed everyone, who was a loser all his life, who moved to America, lived a hard immigrant's life, who was berated by his subscribers, and who we decided to help out by explaining how to make a lot of money on YouTube, also created children's channels and went on to earn $40,000 a month. After this, he made a video on his blog where he sits on a throne with a crown on his head and spills the entire secret out on his channel of 20,000 subscribers. He proclaimed himself king of YouTube and that they were all crap and losers. The video went viral, got insane views, and everyone who watched it also started to upload cartoons onto YouTube and monetize them. YouTube was swamped with cartoons like Peppa Pig, Tom and Jerry, Transformers. Our monetization began to drop rapidly. We began to get way less hits. YouTube noticed that something fishy was going on and started banning all those channels that were re-uploading videos as fast as possible. We started to lose our channels, being banned left and right. I had all my channels removed within 2 weeks. Our entire company lost all their channels except for 2 people. And yes, the guy who spilled the beans, also lost his channel. The reason why those two people didn't lose their channels is because along with the cartoons, they were also uploading their own videos featuring toy and candy unpacking. And when this mass banning of children's channels happened, they removed all the cartoons they had uploaded, and all those millions of views went to their unpacking videos. As a result, they were able to keep their channels and made money from them for a very long time. This was until 2017, when the advertising crisis hit YouTube and when YouTube demonetized all children's channels. I tried to earn money anyway. I'd take my little pony cartoons and flip them around, change the color of the videos, make videos in squares, etc. I still managed to make $4,000 a month from each of those channels, but those channels didn't last long. They picked up speed in 2 weeks, existed for 3 months, and then got banned too. I'd get paid and create a new channel. Then YouTube put a stop to this practice. If your channel gets banned, you don't get paid. And in 2015, I realized that it was no longer possible to make money this way, and I stopped doing children's channels altogether. 2016 arrived. I realized I had to create a YouTube channel with my own original content. It was no longer possible to make money on children's channels. Even though that whole group of 11 people was telling me that I wasn't doing it right, claiming that all the money on YouTube was in children's channels, I decided to take a new path. I loved horror. I loved listening to scary stories at night and watching ghost videos. I started collecting videos of ghost and poltergeist all over the internet, put them together, and made videos of top 5 ghosts, top 5 poltergeists filmed on camera, and so on. For the first time, I decided not to look for easy ways to develop the channel, not look for ways to cheat YouTube's algorithm, but to try to take on YouTube with painstaking work and consistency. So I decided to release videos every day and tried to make interesting content. It started working. The first week I uploaded 4 videos, then 4 more videos, then 7, and then 3. After a month, I had 0 views and 0 subscribers. Of course, I started to give up. It's very hard to do something for a long time and not see any results of your work. I had no motivation. For the second month, I barely pushed out a video per week. Another month passed. That third month, I didn't release a single video because I had no views. Eventually, I abandoned the channel. A month later, I went to check up on it and I saw 40,000 hits and 300 subscribers. It was a miracle. So this secret really does work, I thought. The secret that all the big bloggers were talking about. Make interesting content, push it out consistently and steadily every week, and the views will come. My motivation grew to heaven. Oh, I started uploading videos every day again. On the 4th month, I started to receive $200 per day. On the 5th, $500 a day. On the 6th, $700 a day. I made an average of $15,000 a month from 2 channels minus all my expenses. I worked a maximum of 2 hours a day. That money was easy to earn, and it was funny to look at my friends who worked 10, 12 hours a day at work. All they did was complain and complain. And when I told them about this YouTube secret and how much I was earning, they said, yeah, we'll have to do that too. But in practice, they didn't do anything and to continue to complain about their bosses, their lives, etc. I had the feeling that they were meeting up and going out with friends, not to solve any of their problems, but just complain about them to each other. I quickly lost interest in staying in touch with them because the problems they were talking about I had already solved for myself, and my understanding of the world was on a different level. I can't say I got starstruck, I just lost interest in talking with my old friends. Even those friends of mine that I actually talked into making a YouTube account, they uploaded 3 to 4 videos and abandoned their accounts. They neglected the main rule of YouTube, consistency and interesting content. They didn't have either. They made videos that were interesting to them, and they didn't even stop to think that the viewers might not be interested. I tried to explain this to them, but they wouldn't listen to me. Then I realized that I'll never talk about my income or business for free again because people didn't appreciate what I was saying. After this, I began to create channels with my own personal brand, creating projects with affiliate marketing which also fed a lot of money into my YouTube business. But I'll tell you all about those secrets in the next videos. As of today, I know absolutely everything about YouTube, and most importantly, I know how to manipulate the YouTube algorithm. Currently, I'm charging a lot of money to big businesses to develop their YouTube channels for their business, and of course, I give them 100% guaranteed results. But I can give out a lot of secrets about YouTube on the website easyworkllc.com, who is the sponsor of this video. It's an IT company specializing in helping small businesses to grow, and getting free clients from YouTube and social media websites is currently one of the most important abilities that you must have if you want to successfully run your online business. So, if you're interested in learning more about YouTube, feel free to check out the website and look for free consulting videos and try a free YouTube course that will reveal to you a lot of secrets about YouTube. Other than that, I will see you in the next video.